Hello everybody. I'm a bit late. It's about 10 o'clock I think. Meant to get on earlier. I'm about ready for my bed now. But I just wanted to come on, let you know I haven't forgotten about doing another video. And there will be another one after this because there's quite a bit that I want to say. Now, a line from the 1984 novel, the George Orwell novel, was to Winston, you know, the man who was the hero or not of the book. And he was told by the totalitarian state, first you will accept it, then you will welcome it, and then you will become part of it. And that really, keep that in your mind because it's really quite a dark thing to have to think about, that you'll accept it reluctantly, which is the state I think a lot of us are in now, that you accept the things that are going on reluctantly, and then you will welcome it because it gives some sort of structure, however warped that structure might be. But you still got that little bit of fighting spirit within you. But then you become part of it. And there's nothing left. Nothing left of the person that was you. That's what's happening now. And all these people saying far right, far left. Ridiculous. Far left, probably Marxism, communism. Far right, I don't think it exists. Am I far right? I don't think so. I think I am right though. I think I am. I'm prepared to concede a few points maybe, but I think by and large I am right. And this is what I think is happening. And I've been saying it for a long time now about the WF, the World Economic Forum, of which King Charles is part of it. Prince William is part of it. Queen Juliana is part of it. The Duke of Edinburgh, the previous Duke of Edinburgh, the father of Prince Charles, he was doubtless part of it, as was Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands. He was probably part of it. These people, and it's sort of under the auspices, if you like, the chairmanship of Klaus Schwab, but he's the front man. We've got Bill Gates there, you know, Bill Gates, that expert on everything from computers to farming to medical care to microchips to immunisations to vaccinating babies. You know that it has been proven, because there have been cases brought in court now about the damage that a certain jab has caused in people. And I mentioned that in the last video. I also mentioned about the next lot that's coming, which I won't be having. I've said that too. You don't know what's in it. but they do. They know what's in it. They want us all microchips, like you might microchip your dog or your cat. Only these microchips, it'll have all your information on. Not like the, you know, the dog's microchip, the cat's microchip has got the name and address and blah, blah, blah. Well, our microchips will have a lot more than that on them. And there'll probably come a time when they're going to be necessary when you're going to buy your food. That you're going to need that microchip to be able to get your food, maybe. You may be going to need that microchip to get some money if we're still dealing with money, maybe. You're going to need that microchip to be able to hire a car, because there'll be no car ownerships, maybe. This is all coming from my imagination, okay? I'm not saying all this is definitive. I'm saying this is me, what I think. And again, as I said in the last video, I'm a free woman. I'm entitled to speak my own mind. And it is my own mind. And I intend for it to stay my own mind. It's not going to be hoodwinked or chipped into oblivion by these bankers and globalists who want control of the earth, of the planet, of us. When I talk about illegal immigrants and Islam, I mean every word I say. They're illegals, they shouldn't be here. Islam isn't something that I could ever accept, having seen it firsthand, read about it. I don't like it, I don't want it here. But, having said that, in a way, they're in a parallel situation to that which we're in. They have been welcomed into the West. Every country. Now please, use your brain, use some critical thinking. They've been welcomed into every country in the West, despite countries like the UK, like parts of the US, like France, like Germany, having their own problems, their own, Ireland certainly, their own problems with homelessness, with how many children in Ireland did I read were homeless? Over 4,000. You know, we've got indigenous people sleeping in shop doorways, but we welcome these people in, or the governments have. So what could be the reason behind that? What's the thinking behind that? I've come to the conclusion, again, as I said in the last video, is to have a great big melting pot. Schwab said himself, no it wasn't, it was Callagher, who said within 2 or 3 generations it will all even out. In other words, within 2 or 3 generations we'll be thinking like Winston Smith. First we will accept it, then we will welcome it, then we will become part of it. And what it is in this case is a dumbing down of the people. Just as putting the microchips into our bodies, they want a dumbing down of the people. They want breeding, for want of a more delicate phrase, breeding between Islam people, if you like, Islamists and ourselves. They don't want any religious ideology in the world. They don't want anybody to have any national identity. They don't want anybody to have any national pride. They don't want any of that, because we're going to be a global economy. And everybody who survives what comes next, everybody who survives what they're putting into our bodies, everybody who survives the draconian measures and the jail sentences and everything else that's happening, by that time they're going to be so cowed down, and they're going to be basically just a cache, if you like, a nation, a global nation of slaves for the elite. And that's what we're going to be. So that's my view on why all that's going ahead. I did write something down that I wanted to say to you, and I can't see where it is. Did I? Did I? Oh, yeah. Right, it's something that was said by, don't know whether it was Schwab that said it from Brits World Economic Forum. It is arguable that any genetic interference that could change human nature should be morally forbidden. Arguable, since it alters the very essence of human nature. This practice would also run the risk of designating humans to a predetermined life, which consequently, can't do my own writing, which consequently add restrictions on freedom of choice. Well, that's what they're saying, and that's what they, in my opinion, intend to impose upon us. It's genetic engineering at its most sinister. And I believe that that's what's being ushered in. I don't believe that there's going to be any real effort to stop illegal immigration. I think it may be too late now anyway to make any indents into that road. I think what we have to do, all of us now, is to pull together collectively, all of us, and it's a case now of good against evil. It's that dire. Good against evil. If good exists, evil exists. And I think we've got to pull together collectively and send our energy out to whoever you might. If you believe in God, if you believe in Buddha, if you just believe in the universe, send your vibes out. Send your vibes out to each other. Help each other. Help sustain each other. Get your food in. You know, your cans and your Mylar bags and everything else that you're going to need to sustain you for the next few years if you can. Because I think what's coming is going to be pretty dire and pretty awful. I honestly feel a bit despairing at the moment. All the knife crimes and everything that's going on, and attacks. There was an attack on an 80-year-old man last Sunday in Leicester. He was out walking his dog, 6:30 on the night in a local park, and he was set upon by 5 children, 3 12-year-olds, 2 14-year-olds. He was rushed to hospital. Don't know who raised the alarm. He was rushed to hospital, and he had a lot of spinal injuries. So I've sort of drawn my own conclusions from that. I don't know whether they're right or wrong, so I won't say them. But 5 children did that. They've been arrested, being questioned. It was the man's daughter who said about the injuries he'd received. So, just walking his dog. It seems as though when one atrocity happens, it's like a rolling ball of moss, and it gives the brazenness to somebody else to go and do something even more heinous, or let's see what we can do. What is the world coming to? As I say, look to yourselves, keep your own minds, keep away from anything that you think might harm you. Listen to your gut. Listen to me. I would never, ever lie to anybody. I would never state anything which I hadn't researched myself first. And as I say, I'll be back when I'm less tired and do another video. But in the meantime, just look after yourselves and look after each other. Good night, everybody.